All right, what up there, boxing fans? Yo, this is Ronell Higg Box Reports. Okay, so the Earl Spence and Kell Brook fights popping off this weekend. Plus, we got the Memorial Day holiday coming up and my birthday coming up right around the Memorial Day holiday. And I'd like to give a shout out to all the Geminis out there. Yo, we the best, okay? Now, what I'm here for is this video I was trying to put together for a couple days now, but I just couldn't get to it. Been, kind of busy. But this video is about fighters who was like their careers ended pretty soon because of the gruesome beatings they took from certain opponents. All right. So let's start off with Jeff Lacy. All right, Jeff Lacy. He was this like a American Olympian. I believe he was a bronze medalist, and I can only name like two notable opponents on his record, and that was Omar Sheikha and Sig Vanderpool. However, he looked like to be, a force to be reckoned with. I mean, he was tearing guys down as they came. And when we all heard that he was going to be taking on Joe Calzaghe, a lot of people was excited. Like, yeah, he's going to do it. He's going to be the first one to defeat Joe Calzaghe. Boy, but we's wrong. I mean, he went into that fight and Joe Calzaghe handed him his ass, man. I'm like, damn. I mean, from round 1 all the way to the 12th. I mean, Jeff Lacy didn't even look like the Jeff Lacy from the first round. My goodness, he looked different. I mean, his face was mad swollen. And you know what? I kind of blame his corner because they should have stopped the fight. All right. I mean, Jeff Lacy was outmatched. I mean, there was nothing he can do to Joe Calzaghe. I mean, Calzaghe, he was just up on his game that night there. I mean, I believe he could have beat Roy Jones right there in that night, and Roy Jones was still in his prime, all right? But after that fight, man, Jeff Lacy, he was never the same. I mean, he suffered a lot of damage in that fight. They said that his muscle tore away from his bone. I believe it was in his right arm or either it was his left one. I forget. It was so long ago. But I remember the beating he took. Man, it was horrible. And he was never the same after that fight. Now, the second one was David Reed, okay? David Reed, he was an Olympic gold medalist, all right? And, he came into boxing pretty late. I think he was around about, 27 at the time he fought Trinidad. However, I still say he had no business going in that ring with Trinidad, all right? I mean, when I heard that fight was made, I was like, oh man, Trinidad's going to kill this guy. And I was right. Now, I understand it's like in the early rounds, David Reed had his way. But as we all know, Felix Trinidad always started off slow anyway. And when Trinidad got that blood boiling, he was ready to rock. It was a wrap. I mean, after David Reed knocked him down, Trinidad, he got back up. It was over. He took over the fight right from there. And David Reed, he was much like Jeff Lacy. He was outgunned, outperformed. And his trainers should have threw in the towel as well because, like I said, there was nothing David Reed could have done. I mean, David Reed was on shaky legs all night long. I mean, if you even tap David Reed on his shoulder, he'll go flying over to the ropes, So we all know after that fight there, David Reed was never the same, all right? That ended his career there. Now, another fighter was Ricky Hatton. Ricky Hatton, he was a force to be reckoned with. I mean, he took on some pretty good opponents. He took on Jose Luis Castillo, knocked him out. He took on Luis Collazo. That fight was kind of questionable. I believe that fight could have been a little closer. And he also stopped and retired Costa Zeus. And Costa Zeus, he was going into that fight with only one loss, all right? And everyone knew that Costa Zeus, that boy can hit, all right? Costa Zeus had power. However, at the 12th round, Costa Zeus did not come out his corner. He was done. So after his fight with Jose Luis Castillo, this is Ricky Hatton, he calls out Floyd Money Mayweather. And I must say, that was the last time we seen Ricky Hatton put on a great performance, all right? He went into that fight. I mean, he was working Floyd in the first few rounds, had Floyd off balance, stumbling back. Floyd, he had to adjust to Ricky Hatton's quick footwork. Because if like I know, he likes to be elusive, but he just couldn't get away from Ricky Hatton. And by the time he figured him out, I said like third round or so, fourth round, it was all money met. And he would just catch Ricky Hatton with some hard shots to the head. Hard right crosses, left, and not the left, but the right hooks. And, it just accumulated. And I say, it was about the 10th round, Ricky Hatton was done. He got knocked down. He gets back up and gets knocked out. All right. And after that, he was never the same. When he went up against Pacquiao, he got knocked down the first round. And then he got starched in the second. So, yeah, it was a wrap Floyd Mayweather changed him. So now some people may say, well, Pacquiao hit just as hard. It was Pacquiao who damaged him. Nah, I mean, when he took on Kostas Zeus, he did not hit the canvas. I mean, he did because he got hit with a low blow, but he hit the canvas for real, when he went up against Money Mac, and that fight changed him. Now, there's another fighter, Fernando Vargas. Now, we all remembers Fernando Vargas in his early days. That boy was a beast, okay? Ferocious Fernando Vargas was his nickname. And for a young gun, Fernando Vargas took on a lot of good fighters. All right, he took on Ronald Winky Wright. He was like 39-2 going into that fight with Vargas. And Vargas, that fight was questionable. All right, it could have it could have been a draw. Could have went to Winky Wright, or they could have gave it to Fernando Vargas. But it could have been a real close decision. Then he took on Raul Marquez, and Raul Marquez, he was only going in with one loss on his record. He got TKO. He had 30 fights with one loss. And, Fernando Vargas stopped him. And he also took on Ike Corte. He aired Ike Corte out. All right. And then, after that Ike Corte fight, he called out Felix Tito Trinidad. And if you know, like I know, Felix Tito Trinidad is a beast. But we all thought that Fernando Vargas, well, some of us thought that Fernando Vargas would be the first one to beat Trinidad. But that wasn't the case, okay? From the first bell, this time Trinidad started off fast. I mean, he went out there and just clocked Fernando Vargas, and it was from that one punch, from the first bell on all the way to the 11th round, okay? Fernando Vargas took a pounding from Felix Tito Trinidad, and after that fight there, he was never ever the same again. All right, he wasn't that ferocious beast who aired out Ike Corte and who stopped Raul Marquez. He was just downhill from there. So my thing is, I just wonders if Felix Diaz, okay, will suffer the same fate that Ricky Hatton, Jeff Lacy, David Reed, and Fernando Vargas has suffered. Will he be the same after that beating he took from, Terrence the Bud Crawford? I mean, they did right, okay, by stopping the fight. Unlike David Reed handlers and unlike Jeff Lacy handlers, they didn't stop the fight. Fernando Vargas, his people didn't stop it either. Trinidad, he stopped that. But we'll see, we'll see if he be damaged goods. And a lot of people say that Kell Brook quit against GGG in the 5th round, but hey, if he did, he was smart, because if he would try to continue on, he'll probably be damaged goods, just like these 4 guys. And, there's other fighters, that I'll mention, like Razor Ruddock. He wasn't the same after his fight with Mike Tyson. Jermaine Teller, he wasn't the same after his fight with Kelly Pavlik. And Andre Dirrell, he wasn't the same after, he got derailed by Arthur Abraham, on a foul. But, I must say, Andre Dirrell, he was always kind of sloppy. If you watch his fight with Carl Froch, he was just all over the place, like if he had butter, on the bottom of his shoes. But that's my take on this. It's Ronell Higg Box Reports. See you guys on the next one.